host, Ms.Londa. Sip and Talk Podcast. Sip and Talk Podcast. Sip and Talk Podcast. Stop. All right, hello everyone. It's your girl Ms.Londa. I'm back again, and I have a great show for you this evening. Today we have joining us the Rec Boys is in the building, so let's welcome Shad and Chris to the panel.
What up? What's shaking? How you feeling?
Let's welcome my co-host Boom. All right, so you guys are the founders of an online radio show. You guys also are the founders of a entertainment company, Rec Entertainment. You guys been in business for about 5 to 6 years. Tell me what inspired you guys to want to, have like a entertainment company, a record label.
So we actually had Catch and Rec Entertainment since 2008 or 9, around there. We actually started out just doing production, making beats and stuff like that. And we got to the point where we had too many beats, and we had to start looking for artists and reaching out, doing opportunities that way. And in turn, we ended up starting an independent record label called Catch and Rec Entertainment, where we had 1 R&B artist, 3 rap artists, engineer, DJ. Shot is also a DJ as well as producer. And then we just started going crazy and started, networking and making a name for ourselves.
That's dope.
All right. And you guys said that, you created this in a cutthroat industry. Now, I know what cutthroat is. Can you tell me like some of the cutthroat things that you might have to face in the industry?
Go ahead, Shot.
Oh man, it starts from it's really like from the ground up. Like because we were independent, we did everything in house, and we thought because we would do it in house that it wouldn't be so much of a cutthroat thing, But as we learned, it was more so of who you knew versus what you knew and how good you actually are. Mm-hmm. And that was like the biggest lesson that we had to learn. We really thought that we were, because of the music that we grew up on and the era that we grew up on, we really believed that, the Master P's who sold it out the trunk, the Young Cash Money sold it out the trunk. We thought, okay, if these guys could do it, we could do it. But we didn't understand the changing of the time and the guard during our process of doing it. So we had to bump our head a couple of times, and through doing that, man, it was real cutthroat. We had a full roster, then we got down to, half a roster, then it seemed like it was no roster. So, even in the organization itself, it was tough, but we persevered, got a nice little show, and we're here with you. So,
And I thank you guys for the opportunity. I really
thank
appreciate
you.
it. You're welcome. All right, and so you created another you created this platform for artists, producers, models, dancers. So you guys are trying to, support the whole, everybody that wants to be in the industry.
Correct. Even with Catch and Rec Entertainment, the whole premises behind it was because a lot of people don't know how to copyright their music, how to do trademarks, how to sign up to the performing rights organizations, PROs and stuff. And we were always on that type of time to where we would try to help artists do that. And in turn, we started the label, and we did an incorporation, so everything was legal. And we used to tell people, listen, you could come to our label and you could start a label under our label. That way you don't got to go and do all the red tape stuff that we went through. And in that process, as Shah said, artists, everybody started moving away and everything started like slowing down artist-wise for us. We decided we need to build a platform that these artists can go to and be seen and be heard, because they're spending music on studio time, recording, marketing, branding, et cetera, but they got nowhere that is giving independent artists opportunity. So then that's when we came up with In the Studio with the Rec Boys, and we started, providing opportunity for the artists to be heard and seen. We do events where we actually do shows live on the show where we have people from Africa all over the place come and perform via for the internet. We've done a couple producer events. We actually had one producer get signed to Amadeus. He's a hit maker, bad boy producer. They signed him to his production deal. We had a whole bunch of stuff that we do, and the biggest thing that we pride ourselves on, we don't charge them for this.
You said, what was that last part?
We don't charge them for this. We haven't charged not one artist for none of the opportunities we have provided.
That's a lot of love. So let me make sure I'm understanding correctly. Even though you have a record label, you guys don't really just sign, but you basically encourage them to become their own owners of all their music and everything. And so this helps with, because I know like a lot of the artists from back in the days, and I never knew this until like, they would come out with the movie. And it seems like every artist back in the days, they were getting ripped off because, they probably didn't understand, their paperwork and whatnot. They threw like an amount out there and they was geeked and they just took it. So
Right.
this is to help artists from, basically being, like you said, in a cutthroat world, dealing with the nonsense.
Yeah, it's basically to teach them how to be their own independent bosses, and own their stuff. There's a lot of artists, a lot like how you just alluded to. There's a lot of artists who don't own their music. You know what I mean? We as supporters of the music and fans of the music, we look at it as the perception is these guys got the big chains, the houses, the videos, the cars, all that good stuff. But in reality, a lot of them are broke.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. All right, and where are you guys from again?
We from New York. Originally from Brooklyn. I reside now in Florida.
And I'm from upstate New York, and I'm still in upstate New York. I like your hat too, by the way. That's what's up. New York,
Thank
stand
you.
up.
And
Yeah.
you guys can find them on my website. They come with a little bag, and I also have them in white.
See?
ClatchetAccessory.com.
Nice. See that nice segue, right? See?
Yeah.
See? Nice segue. Yeah, we from New York. It's different. We actually took because we were talking earlier, we from the street. And we took the same street mentality and figured if we can learn how to make music, then we make the product. If that makes sense. And then it was weird because when we were sitting down really discussing what the next step was, it went off like a light bulb. Like, yo, dude, we can, like, this is different. Like, because before it was, it was so much turmoil doing that other life. And now it's like, yo, dude, you can make the product, and the product that you make, you can make it as good as you want or as bad as you want. And as good as you like, nothing is holding you back but you. And then once that sunk in, it was like, yeah, to the moon. And it was weird because within like I want to say the first 2 years, we did stuff that even now when we look back at it, it's like, yo, we really did this. Like, and we didn't understand it then. Now, like when we look back, it was like, oh snap, like, yo, this was kind of dope. Like we broke down barriers. Like we performed at the Broadway Comedy Club. We were the first musical act ever to perform at the Broadway Comedy Club. And for those who don't know, the Broadway Comedy Club is like the spot. It's like the Apollo for comedians. Like when you walk in, you see Eddie Murphy, you see anybody who's anybody comic wise, they had to go through that
Right.
stage. Yeah, every George Burns, anybody that you can name, Chris Rock, anybody that was a comedian, they had to go through that door to get to be a great comedian. So for us to have a comedy show and to incorporate music and be the first people to do it, that was super dope. Within 6 months of getting our first placement, We had a spot in the Puerto Rican Day Parade. You know, we're on national TV. Like 6 months in, like we don't even understand. Like we were babies, and we had so much freaking exposure. You know, so it was dope. You know, and it's still dope. You know.
Even performing at I don't know if y'all ever heard of Bethel Woods, but it's a big live concert venue in upstate New York where you're talking about like the biggest and biggest celebrities go there to perform. We actually perform there as well.
Yeah, we're probably one of the only few
Hip
independent
hop
acts that
acts.
hip hop period but even independent, like there's not a lot of independent people who aren't signed. Like Janet Jackson hit the stage, like Pitbull hit that stage. We're not talking about no, you get what I'm saying? We're talking about legends. So for us to be able to say that we've actually played in that sandbox is super dope.
Do you guys do any hip hop rap yourself or
Nah, we just produce.
Yeah.
We both produce and he DJs as well.
okay? And bringing artists in, do you ever find it to be a struggle? Because sometimes people say they want it, but then they don't want to really put the work in. Do you ever struggle with that?
Every day. Every day.
Yeah, it's not. It's we struggle with it so much that we chose not to struggle with it. Like we put all of that to the back burner, and like the bag has to be. It has to be enough for us to really get back into the studio and to really cook up. Like we're not like we're getting a lot of love and less headaches doing what we're doing. So for us to go in and to bring you under our wing and to go through that process because we've done it 7, 8, 9 times over. Yeah, it has to be something. The bag has to be heavy. We're not just talking about a bag, a heavy bag, and the talent has to be there. Like it's just not about the money with us, Like, yeah, you're paying for our time, but if you're just paying for our time, it's gonna be double. You get what I'm saying? Like we gotta believe in you, and if we don't believe in you, then we're not even gonna play with it. We just gonna
You know what
step
it is
away.
too. A lot of people look from a lot of artists, producers, etc. Look from the outside in, and all they see is the glitz and the glamour. You know what I mean? They don't see the hard work that got to go into doing this. Like I'm I'm married 22 years. I got a wife and 3 kids. There's nights that or weeks that I don't see them. And even when I was in New York, we built the studio in my basement. I'm literally in my basement 22, 24 hours a day, just working, networking. And then that's not including the shows and doing everything else. But what the people see is just the perception of, yo, look at these guys out. They performing, they working with this person, they doing whatever. You know what I mean? They don't see what we had to do to be able to do that. And then when you start putting them through that process, they that's when you start realizing, this really ain't for them.
Yeah,
All
but
right.
and even when you get to there, it's like there's still that time factor. Like because we've been there so much, it's like yo, we realize that the time is the one thing that you can't get back. This
Yeah.
guy's done bought. Lost houses get bought 2 more houses. Lost cars bought 3 more cars. The time is what you can't get back. So once we dedicate our time to you, our time, yeah, that's crucial. So you know, it's hard. It's definitely hard.
All right. So I have a comment. She wants to know: is it an age limit to that you will work with?
No,
Shout outs
no.
on Red.
There's no definitely no age limit. The only thing, the only thing that can be limited is the limit that they put on themselves with
Absolutely.
with us. If they willing to put in the work and the time and the effort, um, and we see something in them, and that's the biggest thing. Like they gotta believe in themselves, like we believe in them. Like we came across so many artists that we see the talent in them. We see stuff that they could do and prevail with, but they don't see it in themselves. And like Shah said, the time right now, I don't have time to sit there to try to show you that you have what it takes. You got to know that already. That got to be projected to me.
Got it. So tell us a little about some of the artists. I don't know if a lot of people that's watching, if they're familiar with Doggy Diamond. He's from way back in my time. Shh,
Hmm.
don't tell nobody. But just tell us who some of the artists you guys have worked with.
Just how you just mentioned Doggy Diamond, he's actually one of the first to do this podcast thing. He's like the creator of this, and it took off to where we are now. We had Cassidy on the show. We had Arsonist from the Heatmakers. We had Free Jack, who was signed to Death Row, Suge Knight. We had Glenn Pummeth from South Central LA. Shad, help me out because I know I'm missing a lot.
We had
Lil
cameos from
Kim, Murder
uh
C.
we had who we have? Oh, we had Eminem's producer Doc Ish on the show. We had Miss Hustle. If you guys are into battle rap, we had Cortez. That's some more battle rap.
Cortez dope.
We've had yeah, Cortez. Yeah. We've also had Taj from the Alcoholics. He's doing the weed line now, so they're not the alcoholics no more. They're the weedaholics or something like
Smokeaholics.
Smokeaholics. We have Rampage. Rampage is a frequent guest, and that's to answer the young lady's question. We've had Nimrod. Shout out to Nimrod. This guy is around our age, and he's like, I'm retiring from rap next year. He just put out an album, went platinum, and a lot of people don't even know who this guy is, but he makes good money off of music. So the age limit, that's out the window. You just like my partner said, if you believe in yourself, then guess what? There's a market for you. Absolutely, there's a market for you. Who else did we have on the show?
Billy Dance of MOP.
Yeah. We've had.
We've been blessed to have a lot of celebrities on the show, and what's crazy is we didn't start the show to bring celebrities on. We started the show for independent artists, producers, actors, models, DJs, etc. Anybody in the entertainment field, or anybody who's an independent, hustling out here trying to do something for themselves. That's what we started it for. But as we were starting it, we noticed that the perception wasn't there. It took us to reach out to some of the people that we know, such as Jimi Kendricks and all these other guys, for that the artists could actually be like, oh damn, these guys, they know what they're talking about. They know people. Then that's when the ball really started rolling. When we started bringing on the celebrities, so then the artists from everywhere just started hitting us up. Yeah, we want to get on the show. What opportunity? And we just started plugging people. Like we even there's a group out of where Shad's at called the Hoodies. They've been viral like 5-6 times now. They got a song with Jimi Kendricks, who produced for Jay-Z, Alicia Keys. Like it's probably 100+ artists that this guy has worked with. They got a song with him. Another girl out of upstate New York, Naija Chanel, got a song with Jimi Kendricks, and this is all from the show.
Not only that, we have a producer up here, Drawzilla, and there's a guy that's actually in the comments right now, Jay Arroyo, who's from my area, and even Drawzilla, he's worked with Mary J, he's worked with DTIC, he's been placed on numerous of records. So it was kind of dope to actually bring the independent artists in tune and in touch and reach of some of these industry people, to let them know, it is possible and that they are approachable. Like Jimi Kendricks is like, when we interviewed him, he's sitting there and he has plaques everywhere. And I'm starstruck. Chris is just like, he's on point with the questions and all this shit. And then he's like, yo, Shad, you got a question? And I'm like, yeah, who's that behind you? What plaque is that? And he had no problem with grabbing it and getting it, and it was the Ashanti Concrete Rose double platinum plaque. He was like, yeah, I did like 5-6 joints off of this.
That's my CD too. I fuck with
that. Right? So this is what I'm trying to say. So it was like,
she sung that whole CD to me, bro.
Yo, listen. Listen. When he brought it up to the camera, man, my heart like skipped a beat, because it was like, damn, dude, like we're really, like I'm really having a sit down conversation with him. And then like he hit us back like 2 days later and was like, yo, I had a dope interview, when can I come on again? And I'm like, my nigga, I'm a fan. Like I need to just be a fly on the wall just when you're in your zone. And we've had him on like 3-4 times. He's always plugging our show. And like I said, this is a guy who has like, dude, he worked on the blueprint. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, You know, he worked. He did
Londa
50.
don't know what the blueprint is.
The blueprint is the outline of the whole business. Like,
No,
he's
no, no,
talking
no. I'm
about
talking
Jay-Z.
about
He's
the
talking
album.
about
I'm talking
Jay-Z
about the
album. See, I
Jay-Z
told you.
album.
oh,
Yeah.
I know
Yo,
you
not
know,
only
man.
all right, check this out. Here's even one better. He worked on a joint with 50 Cent and Ja Rule while they were beefing.
Mm.
Like
whoa.
this is this is how in demand this guy is. And like Chris said, man, we was
Patty
just
LaBelle.
like we've been blessed. Like really, really blessed. But you know, we followed our heart. You know, we kept it 100 with ourselves, and we followed our heart, and this is where it's led us. So, you know, I'm enjoying the
There,
ride.
there's a comment. She wants to know if have either one of you worked with Tupac or Biggie.
Nah, I wish.
Nah,
I wish. I
yeah,
wish.
I was young when I was still in high school. College when both of them passed. And have we worked? Well, we. I'm trying to. I'm trying to think. Did we? Well, Free Jack worked with Tupac,
Yeah,
so
he worked with Tupac.
we had Fredro Starr from Onyx on the show. So
Brandy,
he
that's
yeah
Brandy.
yeah. Yo,
Yeah.
listen, you say that. And please, if you guys ever get an opportunity to interview him, don't mention nothing but Onyx stuff, because he
Yeah.
gets real. Yeah, he got real touchy when I told him about Say the Last Dance. He didn't want to talk about none of that shit. That nigga was he was like, nah, ain't nothing bigger than Onyx. I'm like, all right, my man, all right, calm down.
Period.
You know,
Period.
period, dude. Like he was on it, but you know, shout out to Sticky. You know, Fredro, I mean Fricky. Sticky. No, we have Fredro Star, but shout out to Sticky and Fredro. That's what quiet as kept. That's what we was really trying to get, because you know Sticky still do the rap underground shit. But it was dope interviews. All dope interviews.
I'm gonna have to because I'm finna do this when I get my podcast back, man. I've been chilling lately, man. I think one of my first shows that I'm gonna be doing is gonna be about music. So I'm gonna get up in y'all inbox, man, because we're gonna do like a little top 10 rappers, because a lot of these, especially these black folks, pissing me off, man. Talk about Eminem can't rap and all, can't relate and all this. So I'm definitely gonna do that, and I'm putting that on myself, man. So I'd love to have y'all on, because y'all seem like y'all know a lot about music anyway. So I'll get in y'all inbox about that, man. We could do that.
No, that's
That'll
dope,
be
because
dope.
I'm one of those people, so it's gonna be a good conversation.
Hey, man, that's one of those people who feel like, okay,
yeah.
I
don't mess with Eminem.
Man, y'all got.
But now we could talk about it on the show.
Yo,
Though.
listen,
We'll save it for the
Eminem can
show.
rap. I'm not.
He can rap, but listen, there's a lot of
Yo,
people.
listen, no. Save it for the show. Save it for the show. Yo, it's gonna be good content. It's definitely gonna be good content. Definitely.
So let me just ask y'all this: how do you guys feel about 6ix9ine?
Oh, we just spoke about him last night on our show. I mean personally, I don't fuck with the kid. On no level. I never liked him when he came out. I'm gonna let my partner go ahead, because you probably gonna hear this a lot once you watch our show.
Well,
this is how we.
no.
This is how we get most of our connections. But go ahead, my partner. Go ahead, Chris. Explain it to him.
Now, so what's crazy is, like I said last night on the show, 6ix9ine has actually lived on my block. I know his whole family. I know his grandmother, rest in peace. His father, I watched his father pass away, literally down the block. So I know this kid before everybody knew him as 6ix9ine. He wasn't the guy that y'all see on TV. He was Daniel. Yeah, right. I don't even like saying his name, because I don't like giving him no publicity. I don't rock with what he did. But so do we mess with him? No, we don't condone what he did. But like I said on the show last night, I have thought about reaching out to getting him on the show, just so I could see where his head was at. You know what I mean? But in the process of doing that, we don't want to mess up the integrity of what we have either, because people know us, like Shad alluded to earlier. We really from the streets. You know what I mean? Like half of those people he got arrested, I know personally. You know what I mean? Like, so it's a little touchy situation, you know. And plus, even now with what we doing and the people I'm dealing with in the industry now, if they was to know that I reached out, they probably will blackball us, honestly speaking. So it's definitely touchy.
Well, I want to get him on my show, because I'm gonna get on his ass.
But see, that's the thing too. And we were talking about that. It's like we don't. I mean, we're journalists now. I'm a civilian. I don't. Yeah, I'm a civilian all the way through. But we're journalists, but we still have these morals. And it's like, all
Yeah.
right, do I take the journalist route and just be like, I'm a journalist, and with me being a journalist, there's a bag involved. So now I'm doing it to provide for my family. But look what I'm doing. You get what I'm saying? So now I'm caught in the middle of like, all right, dude, if you're a journalist and they got to pay you to do this, now it comes. Now is it okay to interview a snitch? Because now it's like it's the same thing to me. Is it okay with being a snitch? You know what I'm saying? Like
I think it's okay.
I mean, if you're interviewing them, you're not riding with them. Like you're not giving them a pass. And that brings me to the question: like some people did give him a pass.
But it's guilty by association, right? Especially in this industry.
Well, it
You know
depends
what I mean?
on what you. It depends on what you're doing in the interview. Like you, like, oh, what's your next song coming out? Oh, what's your album coming out? What you thinking about this? Who you trying to work with? Like, if you interviewing him like that, it seems like you more trying to give him some credit. We not doing that. We trying to figure out why you start all this motherfucking bullshit, then turn on your whole game, and then come out here and acting like you still gangster and doing all this other stuff. Like, we trying to get the whole gist of that. Like, I'm not trying to be your friend. I'm trying to understand why you trying to hold and make a whole crowd of snitches now. You trying to turn a whole bunch of people into snitches. You want a whole snitch group now, like a whole snitch, majority group. Like, saying? Like, this is cool to snitch. Like, why are you doing that? Like, I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm trying to do when I talk to him personally.
That's what Chris wants to do. Chris wants to know what yo, mom, how'd you go from this to this?
Well, no, I know how. I know.
I mean, but you want to hear you want to hear why. My
you
thing
mad
is
they was messing with your baby mom, like you mad because they was, I don't know.
Whatever the case may be. But
I'm gonna be honest with y'all. He wasn't built for him from day one. He only did that for protection. He wasn't allowed. He let me rephrase that. He was allowed to walk around the hood, but he wasn't allowed to do certain stuff.
He wasn't allowed to do none of the stuff that he was doing.
So in order for him to be able to do what he was doing and how he was marketing himself, a lot of people ain't paying attention. Like that's his marketing ploy, even what he's doing now. You know what I mean? Like he just put out this song talking about he shot at a whole bunch of rappers and beat them up, and he did time for it. That's how he's marketing it to the people, just so the people could grasp it. That's not really where he's living, you know what I mean? But the people are grasping him. Once and this is what I understand. If everybody's like, yo, they don't mess with him, how come he's selling? He just was number one. Why? Because he puts out this shit. He knows how to market it to the people, and the people bite on it because everybody loves controversy. And then they talk about
we really gotta stop giving them the views and clicking on it just because, like, what this snitch talking about now? Well, as soon as we click on it, there go $1,000. Like, you know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
No, absolutely. Yeah. That's why I don't even fucking bother. I didn't bother before he told. And I was telling people like, yo, this ain't gonna last long. And a lot of people knew it wasn't gonna last long. Like, my business, like he said, no. I mean, no. I mean, like I said, I was upset. My whole beef was with Shotty and him. It's like, yo, dude, like you let this kid, he was a kid, just do whatever he wanted to do. And
we got 30 bands right now.
Yo, dude, and that's another thing. Like, dude, 30 bands on somebody, that's not a laughing matter. That's not a game. That's not. Yeah, nah, yo, listen, that is not a game. So my thing is like, yo, listen, God bless him. God bless him. No.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, no, God bless him. Nah, God
Let's
bless
be
him.
honest, though. Let's be honest. The game is full of snitches. There's a lot of snitches in the industry. A lot. A lot. Like, you know what I mean? And what gets me is that people, this people's ideas on it. He ain't telling me, so we good. Nah, that's not how it works.
There's a lot of people like that.
You know what I mean? That's not how it works. He told on somebody, he will tell on you if it's you or him. You know what I mean? It's that type of world we in right now.
And he making it cool. You know what I'm saying? Now people are like, shit, well, I ain't going to jail for nobody else, but you be so gangster until it's time for the actual shit. Now you want to tell on somebody like, and it's like, but we also still got to blame ourselves because it's like, again, we should know. If I know you ain't with that life, I should just keep you at a certain distance. Like, no, you ain't going to be over here. You can come kick it with me when we with the hoes. We can go drink, smoke. But when it's time to go do that other shit, bro, you stay with the hoes and drink smoke, bro. We'll be back.
Well, you know what it is too, though? Is just it's becoming popular to be in that. Like, I know when I got involved, it wasn't about popularity. You didn't want people to know that you was doing and living a certain way. Little by little, I came into the era where, you knew what you were supposed to do, and then you had the flashiness coming. So you get what I'm saying? Like, so we knew that we weren't supposed to be, telling everybody our business, but at the same time, we like to dress nice. We like to have nice jewelry. So we weren't putting
that.
so we weren't really putting the two and two together, not realizing that we were becoming flashy, even though we think we on a low. You get what I'm saying? And now it's just like, yo, this is what I do, and if I could get out, then I'm gonna get out. What happened is people stopped pushing tops back once people started, and this is just my opinion. I don't want you see my business manager, my partner
Yeah, you
scratching
see
his
me.
head. Yeah, he's like, damn, this thing about to open up. Nah, I don't live that life no more. But when I came up, you got to welcome home once you did your time. You know what I'm saying? And if you came home too early, you needed to not be around. And that changed. That now it got to the point to where people didn't they were like, "Oh yeah? All right, well, just don't tell on me." You get what I'm saying? Like, and then little by little it just now the doors are blowing off on it. And it's like, who could tell first? You know?
Well,
Going
Miss
back to
Londa.
being a journalist, I don't
Hold
think
on,
a
Miss
lot of
Londa. Hold
people
on, Miss Londa. Miss
understand.
Londa. I want you to do something for me.
Yes.
Um, I want you to share this right quick.
Okay.
I can't see if it's up. I think my screen for it. Okay, there we go. All right. Share this right quick for me. Okay, check this out. 41 seconds. Hey, we ain't gonna watch the whole thing. I just wanted to throw that up there for you right quick. Just to show how it's like really changing nowadays, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. Have y'all seen that?
Nah, I haven't seen that, but I see
I
that
haven't seen.
every day in real life. That's the crazy.
I see that.
Yeah,
That's the
Like
crazy
that,
part.
where they just like in front of public, like
In front of public, in front of like it's crazy. It's to the point now to where it's a dog eat dog world. Like, you know what I mean? People are really like, yo, it's either me or them. Like, it's not on no community type vibe like when I was growing up. You know what I mean? If you were from the neighborhood, you were protected by the neighborhood. It wasn't so much the gangs and all that. Gangs came later, like 90s and all that, but now everything has changed. Even with these artists, like even with us, like when we were traveling to different states and stuff like that, we coming in and they looking at us like, yo, who are these guys? And we're in their town now. You know what I mean? It's easy for them to do anything to us because they have they got the upper hand. And then it comes to the point to where you got to start reaching back to your neighborhoods and bringing some of these guys with you who is just not got all the the screws tighted. You know what I mean? And they'll do whatever. And then that's where everything starts mixing. You know what I mean? You get the gang culture mixed in with the music culture, but some can't distinguish the two and just know, yo, listen, this guy's just here just for this. He don't need to see everything else. He's just here for this. You know what I mean? And then that's where everything started getting fucked up. Like, think about it. Jim was probably one of the first ones to start merging the two.
the snitching. Talking about Jim Jones.
Yeah, not snitching. I don't know if he. I don't know.
That's alleged.
Yeah, alleged. I don't know. But what I mean, the gang culture,
Capo.
the gang culture with the
pink?
hip hop. Nah, with the red. You know, he's a known blood and all that. Lil Wayne, another one. Like, he's one. Those are like the two first guys who made, like, you start seeing them flagging in the videos, and everybody's wondering, yo, what's that? what's going on. You know what I mean? And then later you start seeing more. Every artist right now is affiliated with something or somebody, and it's not because some of that's what they grew up on, and that just came with them into the game. And some was, yo, listen, I need security. I need somebody where I could go state to state and be safe. And then with that comes, you got to pay. You don't pay and you go to somewhere and this set don't mess with that set, you might not come back home.
You don't even be half of these dudes don't even be knowing what they be repping. Like, you know what I'm saying? They ain't getting put on by the right OGs, and then they
Mm-hmm.
start
Nah,
repping
it's a
something
mess. It's
and
a
go
mess.
somewhere else and get their head bust.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's a mess. That's a messy business too. The gang culture nowadays is a total hot mess. It's just like the music industry.
It
You
has
know
no
that
structure.
none whatsoever. Not only that, but the old there's no respect for what came before it, and because there's no respect for what came before it, it just crumbles.
I
And
don't think it's the respect part. I don't think they know they research. They're not doing their research or their history to know why all this came about in the first place. It was to protect us. You know what I mean? And our communities and our kids and our wives and all that. It wasn't to go out here and do what's going on now. It was to make sure we were good in our neighborhoods where we were at and we would take care of each other. And in turn of doing that, everything just started going crazy. And they start going against each other. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people don't know. My cousin is King Tone, one of the head Latin King, or was one of the head Latin Kings. Never in my life did I join the Latin Kings. Why? Because I didn't see growing up in Brooklyn, we had that community vibe in the neighborhood. So I'm looking like, all right, why do I gotta join the Bloods? The Crips is heavy in my neighborhood. The Bloods is heavy in Flushing. You know what I mean? My cousin is the biggest one you could think of, and all my cousins is a part of that shit too. And I'm looking at them like, why?
You
Like
hear me?
why? You know these guys. You grew up with them. You went to school with them. You know what I mean? And half of the people who join this shit later on who ain't into it, they really just doing it because they're scared. They don't feel comfortable to go places by themselves or do stuff. So they need that feel safe zone. You know what I mean?
Almost why people join police forces.
Right.
yeah, no, absolutely, absolutely, good point there. Absolutely.
So I was trying to go back to when you spoke on being a journalist. I don't think a lot of people understand being in the podcast world. It does take journalism. I think they think it's just as simple as sitting in front of the camera and talking. But if you bring somebody on your show, you got to do your homework. You don't. First of all, if you're doing an interview with somebody that might have been involved in something, you want to do your homework because you want to protect your platform. And then if you're doing a interview with somebody, you want to do your homework because you don't want to get them on there and you don't know nothing about them and you don't know what questions to ask or so you just kind of like playing it by ear. So yeah, it's not it's work. I'm gonna
Yeah,
say
yeah.
that.
Now,
Not
salute to you. Salute to you
Yeah.
because if you notice, that was
Thank
one of the first questions I asked you, and I told you who I was and who Shy was, and the first thing you told me was I did my homework, and that put me at ease because we've done a lot of interviews with a bunch of people, and they don't know, and then we start speaking, and they're like, oh, and all of a sudden we know mutual people or something like that, and they're like, oh yeah, you guys been. I'm not looking at them like, how don't you just go research a little bit? At least know my name. Like, you know what I mean?
I
Like,
mean,
that's crazy.
in all fairness,
Hey, and
because
I'm switching. I'm switching. Don't worry about me. I'm switching. But go
oh
ahead.
no, 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 you good. But in all fairness, I've done some, and some of those were probably my best interviews because I was really I really got into the interview, But I've taken it serious once we put the tag journalist because really our thing was just in the studio. It's just two guys who every Friday night when we were heavy doing the music, we made all our artists come in from 6 to about 11:30, and it didn't matter what we had going on. Everybody would just lock in. And everybody would be in the studio. We smoke, we drink, we play some beats. Everybody's on their phones. We got 5 computers going. Yo, you seen this? Yo, did you hear such and such put out a song? Yo, I found this beat. Yo, I'm working on this. But for like, I want to say about 6 months to a year, we did this every Friday night. And then a few times we actually recorded what we had going on, just what we were doing. And that was the basis of our podcast. And then, we were like, fuck it, we just gonna keep doing it, but we just gonna, we're gonna do it remotely. And then a year went by, 2 years went by, and then I don't know when my business partner changed it on a page, but I seen journalists, and I'm like, damn, I never really thought of myself as a journalist. I just thought I had a show, and people just tune in and watch the show. And then ever since I seen journalists, it's like, you know what? Now, because that's my responsibility. You get what I'm saying? So now I had to be responsible and do the journalist thing. And once I'm in that I don't want to say that box, but once we're on that level, now you got to start doing the parts. So now when I watch other interviews and watch news and just little stuff, I watch how people ask certain questions to lead into certain questions. And now I'm more aware and receptive to understanding what's going on when I'm watching interviews. I'm not watching interviews just to get the info. I'm watching the interview to see how it's conducted.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Taking
saying?
cue
So
notes.
yeah. So it's super dope.
So most podcasters are all. This is a question. I'm not sure. But most podcasters or all podcasters are basically considered journalists.
It depends on what you're talking about on your podcast, because like a lot of the things that I do, like I do stories. People come to me with stories. I got a couple of prison stories a couple of people in prison who's come to me with stories that I had to go and I have to look up what they're talking about. You know what I'm saying? I have to look at these laws and subdivisions, and I ain't never thought about no subdivisions before in my life, but I have to do this because I can't just bring these people on my platform and just say, hey, this person is not guilty. You know what I mean? You don't want to put fake information out there. It could come back on you.
So what makes you a journalist is the fact that even when you're doing the story, you're actually doing your research. So if I just get on here and just get to talking, that's just talking. But if I get on here and give you information on why and how, and I'm looking it up, writing it down, then that's when that's when it takes on the journalist side, huh?
Yeah, I think once you start going into from facts into opinion is where you start going into journalists, into somebody just in front of a camera. Because it's like when you're a journalist, you're just giving the facts. You're just giving the facts. That's all you are, is just giving the facts. You just giving the information out. But you're giving the right information out. When you're
Unbiased
doing
fact.
huh?
I said unbiased based on the fact.
Yeah. You could give your opinion based off of the facts, but when you just giving just opinion, just to give opinions, now you kind of just a regular talk show host. You're not really too much of a journalist. There's a difference between like Oprah and Barbara Walters. Oprah got into being a journalist. You get what I'm saying? Like when she had the real sit down interviews and one-on-ones versus when she just did her show, she has cue cards. She probably didn't really do the research. And then she gives her opinion on it, and people want to hear what her opinion are. You get what I'm saying? So but shout out to you, because that takes a lot. And that just shows that you have respect for your craft. When you know that you have a responsibility to give people the truth and you want to give them facts, then that speaks volumes for the type of character of person that you are. Because we know some people who have podcasts and they just speak. And not saying, yo, listen, that's not how that rocks. But you just, for you to say, no, I actually go in and I get the facts so that when I'm presenting it to the people, it's all facts. Some people just turn
Regardless
on
of
the
how
thing.
y'all think about it, regardless of what I'm giving y'all, this is the actual fact. Now you can run off
Yeah.
of it and take it how
That's
you
it.
want.
Yep.
But this is the fact.
Not only that, you got to know what you're talking about too. Like, you know what I mean? When
That's the most important part. Yeah.
You got to know what you're talking about, because the people who are tuned in, you're gonna catch the ones who actually know what you're actually talking about, and they're gonna be able to blow you up. Like, nah, listen, that's wrong.
Yeah.
So you gotta do your research. If you're serious about what you're doing, man, you gotta take the time to put in that work. And
That's it.
that's what distinguishes everybody. There's a bunch of people who have a bunch of goals, dreams, aspirations, and the ones who don't, half the time that don't go all the way where they want to go is because they're playing themselves and not giving that time and putting in that work, and the dedication to make it happen.
Big facts.
Exactly.
Like my podcast, something like that too, man. I mean, Ms.Londa's podcast, like I be feeling like her podcast belong on Fox, like what I'm saying, on morning TV shows, the women shows, because her should be like, like she said, she be doing the prison reforms and the things that and mine is just more of an enlightenment, like what I'm saying. I'm learning as much as everybody else. So when I come on here and give you information, what I'm saying, I'm trying to learn with you. I'm giving you what I found out. This is what I found out. This is my opinion on it. Let me know if you think how you feel about it. Maybe I'm not looking at it right, or maybe I am looking at it right, or maybe you're just giving me a whole nother side that I don't know about. So mine's like that, but hers is more like this.
And also too, if you got a co-host, you want to make sure that they're informed. So I always, if I'm doing a story, I send them what I find on Google. Then I go to YouTube, I'll find a video or two just so that they can see what other people are saying, and they can kind of like take pinpoints and opinions or whatnot from that. Like, when I send you this information, please don't come on the platform and be lost in the conversation. Please
don't.
Right.
You guys are.
Right.
What you guys do?
Right. Is with a co-host, I think it's just so much easier, and we find a balance. But we're friends and we're brothers in like life though, so it's different. Where you get what I'm saying? Like we know where to go with each other. You get what I'm saying? So it makes it for us. It's so much easier and it works. Like we'll have
and
a
it's teamwork.
real. Yeah, no, absolutely teamwork, and that's another thing. Like if you're gonna have a co-host and you're gonna do a partner thing, make sure the chemistry is there and they push you to work, because if they don't, then it's not gonna work. It's gonna be sour. It's gonna be real sour, and you're gonna be like a lot
You're
of these
sitting here
other
looking
podcasts.
dull. You talking to yourself. You might as well did this by yourself if that's the case.
Right.
Yeah. Not only that, but it's just like it just doesn't work, and then you making a fool out of what you already established, and then to try to go separate is even more of a disaster. So
I understand exactly what you're saying, because I found myself in situations with certain co-hosts. It'll be like, okay, like if I have a show, I might have those two strong co-hosts that I know is going to put the work in during the show. But if those two can't be present, then I feel like I have to cancel the show, because then I'm going to be the only one running the show, holding the discussion, and I can only say so much by myself. So yeah, I understand exactly what you're saying.
Yeah, and not only that, people got to know their parts they play. Like the biggest thing with me and Shy was having a discussion to say, yo, listen, this is what you do, this is what I do. Yeah, we're gonna give each other tasks to do. We're gonna check on each other to make sure the task is done. But this is your part in what you play, and you're gonna be held accountable, vice versa. You know what I mean? And that once y'all said, the problem is we don't know how to communicate. You know what I mean? We don't know how to tell people what we want. You know what I mean? And that's the biggest thing. You got to be able to tell somebody what you want, and they got to be able to tell you, yo, listen, I'm with it, or I'm not with it, or this is what I could do, this is the limit, or this is where I could go. You know what I mean? We're just not, we're just not raised to be able to tell people what we feel. Everything is all, don't tell them, that shows that you.
I actually have rules, and I have my, co-host to sign them. They have to read them and sign them. Now, when I see that you're doing something that was in the rules, then it makes me wonder, did you read it? So now I'm going to send it to you again. Once I send it to you again, just know you're probably about on your way out the door, because you got one mistake, and I'm done, because I'm just not going to babysit. I'm not going to keep coming to you and saying this and saying, I'm just not going to do it. And I've had to get rid of co-hosts for that certain reason.
No, that's dope. Salute to you.
Ms.Londa's show, like she said, she got the rules or whatever. Then my show really don't got no rules or whatever. But I said, like y'all said, like you got to know, like, because I'll be hitting Ms.Londa with the weird shit, like the spirit to depression, how many planets in space, you know what I'm saying? So just weird shit. So I'll be
the
having
world round or flat. What do you guys think?
But no, I definitely I feel y'all on like making sure that the person know, because even if she ain't into it, it's still my job to be like, okay, well, here goes some information. Now, if you don't want to do it, then understood, you know what I'm saying? Just make sure you let me know ahead of time. But here goes some information if you are interested. That way, like she said, you will know, because I got some questions for y'all too, personally, that y'all kind of elaborated on earlier. But like she said, you just got to know, like, don't come on my show and I asked you to be my co-host, and I'm your co-host, and then you get on here and you don't know who you're talking to. You don't know these people's names. You don't know what they do. You know, so I'm just sitting here looking, like, you know what I'm saying? She could have did it by herself, like, you feel me? So
Yeah.
I feel what y'all
No,
saying.
absolutely.
But since we paused right quick, I'm gonna go ahead and ask my question.
All right,
Yeah, what
get
you
it in. What's up? What's up?
So you guys stated that you guys here for the independent grinders. You know, that's your thing. Y'all helping the independent people out. Y'all don't feel like they, you know, it's cutthroat. Have y'all seen, like, other than like the media, like, have y'all seen firsthand like some of the cutthroat things that goes on? Like, y'all know for a fact, y'all seen it, y'all got proof, whatever.
I've seen so a good one for you is the 50 Cent what's the name of that track shot I
The
Get
I Get
Money.
Money beat. The
I
I Get
get
Money beat.
money.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Money, oh
so
God. Okay.
yeah.
we came across, I forgot what year that was, but we came across that beat a long time ago. That beat was $50.
Lloyd Banks.
Yeah, we didn't
Nah,
get it.
not it wasn't even Lloyd Banks. It
It
was this
wasn't
kid
even
named
his. Yeah,
Apex.
yeah.
And we did two versions of it. We did an original and then we did a remix. And we were in talks of actually buying the beat
Fifty
and
dollars.
for
$50.
$50. Yeah, yeah.
50
And
cents.
no, it's weird because we were I I was going through the tail end of my transition and I had to go away and we had just started our entertainment company. We weren't even catching wreck then. We were Sons of Liberty at the time. And we've always been around rappers. I've always had turntables DJ'd. We've always been intertwined with music. So just as we just were ready to start to take off, a couple of our artists brought the beat to us and they're like, yo, you guys should get the beat. We should get the beat, whatever the case may be. And God's will, you know, I ended up going up top and having to deal with it. I had to deal with. Chris took his route, and sure as shit, it was like I want to say like what was it like 90 days when I touched down. Um, freaking 50 bought it.
Yeah. And all you hear on the radio is I get money, and we look at
Yeah,
each other like that's our
Wait,
beat.
so
I still got the sentence to that beat and everything.
yeah,
Like I
it's
got the
weird.
whole
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, the whole original, and it's weird because I didn't know what somebody wrote me when I was in prison. They were like, "Yo, remember that beat you kept playing and you were talking about you wanting to buy? Yo, your man 50 just bought it and went berserk." And I'm reading the letter and I couldn't remember what beat he's talking about. And you know, when you're up in prison, you're limited to the stuff that you're allowed to see and all this other stuff. And 106 in Park, which it was the craziest day because his wife was there. His
Mhm.
wife actually went to the show 50 Cent was on where he debuted the song that her husband was about to buy. So it was just like and how the shit just went about. We were in contact with the original guy who made the beat.
And he got
50,
robbed. He got
yeah,
robbed too. So 50
yeah,
bought the beat from a different producer and then had to turn around and go chase down Apex to actually get it. It's crazy. And even just to bring up to more modern, like half these artists now who are doing songs, I'm pretty sure y'all know independent artists who are doing songs with other artists. They don't got split sheets. They getting robbed right now. You know what I mean? And what a split sheet is basically a contract between the two artists breaking down the royalties, knowing who's getting paid what. You know what I mean? So that now let's say me and Shah do a song together, but we don't do a split sheet, but a Shah song, he puts it out, he gets 100% of that. You
yeah,
know what I mean? Now I don't get nothing. You know what I mean? Even the producers, like this is the cutthroat shit that's happening right now. Like independent artists are going through that they don't know about. You know what I mean?
and so
Like
that's what's
anytime
really
you,
good for y'all show, because y'all can get that out there and let them
yeah, I
understand.
mean, we telling this is the problem. You can tell people shit to you blue in the face. You
yeah,
and my thing is this, and my OG of mine used to tell me this because I'm the type of person who want to help so much that I'm almost gonna drown myself to help you. And he used to tell me, yo, Chris, man, you can take him to the water, but you can't make him drink. And my shit was, I'll kick him in. You know what I mean? I'll kick them in because if I believe in them that much, I'm not gonna let them drown. But in that token, they could drown me. You know what I mean? And it took me years to learn that shit. But there's so much cutthroat shit going. Even all like there's producers right now. If I really wanted to be grimy, I probably shouldn't even be saying this, but whatever. If I really wanted to be grimy, I could go right now on the internet and grab any beat from any producer and go look it up to see if they got it registered. If they don't, I could own it.
It's yours, huh? You
Song,
just sign it, huh?
producer, all that. It's possible. You know what I mean?
So when you said that you when you can remember like the first sentence on the beat, do you ever like when the song, if you ever hear the song, do it just first, did that come to your head, or is it the 50 song?
It's just a 50 song.
It's just a 50
Because
song.
yeah, it just got me so upset. I just seen literally like $50. And what we were going through with him at the time, it was like it wasn't the money thing, it was what he was facing was more press
Yeah.
than what we were doing right there. We thought we had time. And at that point, we young, we don't know we don't got time. Time is like what's going on right now. We thought, oh, we can do it tomorrow. And then tomorrow turns into 3-4 months.
Money.
Yeah.
Right, there you go.
Yeah, not only that, I mean, and when you're playing that thin line, anything's possible. You get what I'm saying? So you can't. There's no double dutch. You can't go in and out. You either in or you out. And when you play, yeah,
that was our problem too. So we was in between.
Yeah, we was transitioning.
Yeah, the street and the music, and we learned very quick that you can't do both. You know what I mean? It was either one or the other. You can't have a foot in here and a foot in there. And then his transition that he did what he did, I actually left the street, and what's crazy is I became a correction officer. And everybody literally, I go into the jail and everybody like, yeah, and they calling me, but everybody knows me on the street. And I'm like, yo, relax. I can't call me that in here. You know what I mean? They like, yo, you supposed to be in here with us. And I'm like, yeah, I know. I am in here with you, but I got to go home. Like, you know what I'm saying? I got lucky, you know what I mean? But it was just crazy. We ended up, making that transition. And then when he came home, that's where it was like, I wasn't even gonna do music, to be honest with you. He kept pressing it and going to and actually investing back into it, buying equipment and stuff. And one day he came to the basement and we were sitting there having a couple of drinks, and he starts playing some beats, and it was just like I felt like a kid again. You know what I mean? And we just started messing around, and we was off to the races after that.
So I have a question. She wants to know, do either of you teach business or music of podcast class to those who may not know anything or very little of the music industry?
No, we don't teach it. We try to just pass it. We try to pass it out on the show. You know what I mean?
It's weird because when you start this journey, like when we started this journey, we never really thought, especially him, would be sitting in front of the camera, because he would never wanted to be seen, even in our old life. He never wanted to be seen when we're talking about right until we started this. And I had to convince him to, this music thing is the move. I had to convince him, like, yo, dude, I need you on camera with me. Because I had a radio show. I had a radio show for a year and a half before we even started doing the podcasting thing. So
we want FM radio.
Yeah, I was going to ask that question. Why did you guys stop, or why did you stop the radio show?
Because they were trying to control us.
Yeah, they were.
Oh, okay.
That was another thing too. Go ahead, Chris.
On FM radio is basically a big database. So I don't know if you listen to the radio now. If anybody listens to the radio who's tuned in, you hear the same songs all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So what it is a big database where you pull the music from. So we went in with the same premises. We wasn't doing the video thing, but we figured, we could give independent artists a place to get heard on FM radio. Like, how big is that? You know what I mean? So we started sneaking in their music with the major artists. And we did it for a long time without them noticing. And then it just started getting crazy to where people were calling the radio station asking to play certain artists' music. And then the owner started tuning into the show. And when they started doing that, they started hitting us like, yo, you got to do this, you got to do that. And we basically told them, yo, listen, we're not doing what y'all want to do. Like, we bringing ratings to your show. You know what I mean? Because it was a small FM radio show. It went pretty big, but it was a small town radio show. But when we came on, we we kind of opened it up. Like you couldn't even hear hip hop on this radio show. We were the first ones to do that. It was like a top 40 country and pop radio show. We started playing hip hop music on it. And when they pretty much told us, yo, listen, you can't play certain stuff, we decided, all right, we're gonna leave. And we left and we started doing the internet radio thing. Shout out to DJ Poppy Blaze. He pretty much hit us up and said, yo, let's take your show and let's put it over here. So we started doing that, and we had it on internet radio show there, and then we had it on in Alabama. We had it in different states to where you could go hear it multiple places throughout the week. Like even right now in the studio with the radio, in the studio with the Red Boys, plays twice a week. It goes live video where you can see it, and then on Saturday night it plays at 8 p.m. on Blazing Radio. We also in talks trying to get it in Tennessee, Alabama, out here in Florida. So it's almost gonna be a syndicated, independent podcast. I can't even call it a podcast. I'm gonna call it a talk show because podcast is really audio. What we're doing and what you're doing is video. So it's really a talk show.
Yeah.
And not only that, our premise of doing our show was always to play independent videos. Like we seen that the videos was the thing, and because Facebook was always flagging people for playing, industry videos, we were like, all right, since we know videos is the move, we're gonna play just independent artist videos. So now it became 106 meets Facebook, because now you can send your videos in, because you can put your videos up on YouTube and people can search and they'll play your videos. They'll come across your videos. But if you got guys that are on every week and they're playing independent videos, then your independent video is going to be played with somebody else's independent video. Now, if these guys that you're sending your video to are smart, they're connecting all over. So now a Chicago video might play, Sacramento video might play, a New Jersey video might play, and then a Texas video might play. And if all those people are tuned in watching videos, they're all just like everybody else who's watching. They're all independent. So now you're getting the link like, oh, son is nice. Oh, yo, I need somebody for a hook. And then we open it up to whoever grinds independently. So whoever says, you know what, I'm going to invest in myself. Whether we've had authors on the book, on our show, we've had actors, we've had Gossip V, who's actually on VH1 for a reality gossip blog, like house thing. Like, you get what I'm saying? It was like gossip blog boot camp thing. So she was on our show. So it was just like, we had
You know who even just came to mind? Dog the Bounty Hunter's nephew, Justin.
We had the kid that was on Dog the Bounty Hunter, for like 3-4 seasons on the show. And it's all because it's like everybody is doing independent things. We had Nelson Q. This guy has worked for Netflix. Any streaming service that you could think of right now that's doing straight to movies, he's worked for. So, but it's all independent. You know what I'm saying? So,
what do y'all do? Do y'all just reach out or what? Like, how do y'all even make these?
Chris handles that. I do all the technical parts. He's always been the manager. I've always been the guy that's probably more equipment wise. Even when we did the studio, he knew what he wanted. I know how to make what he wanted. You know what I'm saying? And
you bring the groceries and you cook, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. And he has we're both been told that we're unapproachable, but I'm really a dick. like no. Real talk. Like no. I like, and it's not even purposely. It like I really be in my own zone sometimes, and then he's my better half and reels me back. Him and my wife. So
so it's best we talk to him.
Yeah, no. Well,
90% of the time you're gonna talk to me before you talk to Shot.
Yeah,
because I'm a vet everything out. But as far as what you call it is the relationship. Like I know a bunch of people who know people. You know what I mean? Growing like even Biggie. Like I never got to meet him, but he grew up 2 projects from where I was born and raised. So I seen him, but we never like chopped it up. Jay-Z grew up in Marcy. I grew up literally in Locust. That's the train. Cross the tracks and you right there, you know what I mean? So I've been around these guys and I know people who know them. You know what I mean? So it came to the point to where, yo, we're doing what we're doing. Let me reach out. You know what I mean? And reaching out to them, finding out that they knew what we were doing already. You know what I mean? And they seen that we were solid, we were committed, and we were consistent. The biggest thing I come across is that they see that we consistent. Once they see that we consistent, they want to rock with us. I don't have problems getting celebrities on the show. I have problems getting independent artists on the show, and that's crazy.
And they be trying to charge like,
It is.
Yeah, nah,
Yo,
I had one guy tell me he wanted $3,000. I'm like, yo, I just had on Doggy Diamonds last week. Like, are you kidding? This guy is talking about y'all go make sure y'all check in the studio, y'all make sure y'all support them, give them money in their Cash App and all that. And this guy trying to tell him literally don't got no record sales, and he's trying to tell me he want money. I'm like, bro, you come on the show, I could probably, I could give you opportunity. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna be honest with you. Now we charge artists to come on the show. It's $45 for an interview, off the rip. You don't want to pay, don't come. You can't pay to play, then you're not playing. You know what I mean? Because you never know.
You can send the video. You can send the video. We'll play the video. Like that's our one. That's our one. Give you. We'll play the video for you. You know, you send the, you take the time to send the video. We'll play it.
So like Ms.Londa, no, it takes time to do what we're doing. Like, especially if you're actually really doing it, like taking the time before your interviews to do the research, going to look them up, seeing who they are, where they from. That takes time. So if I'm taking time away from if I'm taking time away from my wife and my kids, you're gonna pay for that. You know what I mean? And not only that, like there's people like who was tuned in to the show that you never like right now, Jimmy Kendrick. It's crazy. He just text me. Like Jimmy Kendrick. You know what I mean? Like, huh?
Jimmy Kendrick? I know Jimmy Kendrick. I don't know him, but I know you're talking about.
Yeah, like he just texted me just now. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so, and this is all just from the show. So you never know. You know what I mean? So if you, and not only that, like we make videos like how Ms.Londa did for this show. We do the videos for the promo. We make the flyers. We do, it's time and effort that go into what we do.
It's a lot.
I'm glad that you said that because this is what brought me to start. Now, see, you're just charging $45. I'm being a little nicer. So what I'm doing is I'm charging a $20 deposit for, because when I do interviews, I've had people like I've done the research and they don't understand when I create that flyer, I'm not sharing it just on Facebook. I'm sharing it on every platform that I possibly can because the whole point is to bring awareness. So, and I'm doing this all the way up until the time of the show. So for you to get that to that day in 10 minutes, I send you the link and then you say, oh, I'm not going to make it. So I charge a $20 deposit. You get 15 back. I keep 5 for my nonprofit organization.
Yeah, we're going to up that. We're going to have to up that.
Yo, listen.
No, hold on, Shaq. Ms.Londa,
go ahead.
if I could give you any piece of advice, charge them the full price and make sure they sign the contract that they don't get none of it back. That's what we do. We send it to them at the beginning, even before I make you a flyer, even before I send Shad to make a video, or we put any time into it, you're going to pay for the interview and it's non-refundable. So if you don't make it, you're not getting it back because it's not on me. We already put in the time and the effort to make it happen. You know what I mean?
If you show, you get the money back. But if you don't show, I keep it.
No, even if he shows, we get the money.
Period.
You know what I mean? But if you waste my time, you're paying for that.
We're putting out a flyer. We're making the video. We're not only that, we know our worth. You get what I'm saying? Like people, like that's
$45 is light. $45 is light. A lot of these people
smoke that. They smoke
I share it to TikTok. I share it to fan base. I share it to both of my Facebook pages. I share it to Instagram, even Snapchat.
Mm-hmm.
So you getting some publicity for your little $45, bro. It ain't even that much, and you getting at least 4-5 followers, like you know what I'm saying. So,
and that's not even counting. That's all before you even get on the show. We not
even get on the show.
Then we're gonna play all your videos. Then we're gonna take the questions. You get what I'm saying? Then if you wanna,
even if a lot of people don't tune in, you have to think outside the box. You never know who might stumble up on that interview and be like,
or you can share it yourself.
And that'd be the thing too. Half the people you will get on your show won't share the shit that they're a part of. You know what I mean? And that's the crazy part. And let's think about it like this, artist wise. Half of these artists ain't getting 100+ plays on their song. Let's be honest. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You put out a show in a week, in a couple of days, you get 100 to 500 views for them.
off
What's
the muscle
$45? Like, you know what I mean? Our shows are averaging anywhere from 100 to 1,000 in a week
in a week.
views. You know what I mean? What's $45?
Not
Yeah.
only that, you could go and replay and watch everybody. You can literally see everybody who chimed in and go look them up and see where they're at, whether it's
Yeah.
Facebook or YouTube where they watch that. And then you can go and hit them because they're potential customers. Not
And now,
only that, and
no,
fucking with us.
we
Fucking
air
with
we
us.
we
Go
air
ahead.
3 different platforms simultaneously. So we go Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram at
And
one time.
Instagram. All in one shot. So now you getting all three. So wherever you're at, you're able to tune in and you get to zone out. Not only that, it's crazy. We mentioned that one of our guests wasn't going to be able to make it for the following show. An industry artist hit us up before the show was over and was like, yo, I can fill in for you. So you never know who is watching, dude. Like real
Yeah.
talk. Yo,
Yeah.
we've who was it that you was like, yo, did you sent me the screenshot and was like, yo, this dude peeked in. He didn't say
Oh,
anything.
Split Star, Buster
Split
Rhymes.
Star, yeah. From Flip Mode Squad, Buster's people. He was
The
like,
hype
yo,
man.
he tapped in.
Yeah.
Yeah, he tapped in, said with his little piece, and then something happened because we paid attention. I think there was a glitch or we played a whack video and he was out. And it was something of importance. No, it was something of importance because it caught our attention. Like, okay, yo, listen, we got to see that. Yo, listen, if it's going this way to keep people like this in tune, we got to clip it like later for like. But
But that's why
never
we
know.
started that segment called Rec or Rec. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? So basically, REC means, which is part of Catching Rec, reaching everything conceivable. Rec means it's a dope video. It's good. Everybody likes it. WRECK means it's garbage. So right now we don't watch the videos beforehand. We play them all, whether it's good or bad, and we let the people that these artists don't know say whether it's good or bad.
yeah.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
what's up.
So y'all gonna? Well, never mind. I ain't gonna ask that question. I'll be.
Yeah, say it, let it out.
No, I was gonna say y'all gonna charge me to come on my show.
Now we work some. We don't
Yeah,
charge, and this is the thing. We don't charge. I'm not gonna sit here and lie. We don't charge everybody.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? If
yeah.
we see value in something to where we could work something out, then we not obviously because we all independent. We all trying to come up and we all trying to we got bills to pay. People got kids, wives.
I'll be putting the time into my shit. You know what I'm saying? I'll be putting the time into my shit, man. I'll be doing what I gotta do. So I'll be trying, man.
No, absolutely, as you should though. That's what you're supposed to do. Like real talk, and really, I'm glad that you would even want to come on the show. That's dope. That's dope that you see that you see what we offer, and you're like, damn, man, this might be absolutely dope opportunity. Like, cause yo, listen, especially if you're gonna go that route, man, it's weird because half our fan base is like you, and the other half is like Miss L. So it's like, yo, it's a win-win. Like it's really a win-win. Like we have a sister who does tea time with Bunky, and she's really up your alley. Like, but she's doing it up in New York State. And shout out to Kenitha Corley too. She said she wanted to watch so bad, but they got her in Facebook jail, so she really can't do too much.
She can watch from YouTube.
See, yeah, and see, and that's another thing.
And I just told her that too.
He just told her that
don't
in
let
the message
Facebook
too.
stop you. You can go to
yeah.
But let me ask you this, Ms.Londa. So we initially was talking before about a couple weeks now about doing the interview, and you had sent me a flyer. I had responded and said something, and then I made a flyer and I sent it to you. Out of the kindness of my heart, just you looking out for us,
and
whatever.
I appreciate that.
What did you think? Did that throw you off? Like, what the fuck, this guy is? You know what I mean? Because a lot of people.
No. So remember, I made a mistake on the flyer that I sent you, and then I told you that I was gonna redo it, and I hadn't done it yet. So I thought you was like, "Girl, get on your job." That's what I thought.
Oh wow! No! Don't get it twisted. Had that been me, that's exactly what it would have been.
But that's a good part, huh? That's a good part.
Yeah. He come in like, yeah.
Now I did that just to show love, honestly speaking.
But and I appreciate it, and I used it, because
Nice.
I had just started
So that wasn't the flyer
my
you
blog
made?
spot. So
That was a flyer you
yeah.
made, huh, Ms. Londa? I mean, that was a flyer he made. I thought you made the flyer.
Yeah, that
I'm
was
like,
the
look at Ms.
flyer
Londa
he made.
progressing and shit.
Well,
No.
he did the picture, but the wording and stuff I put on there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
But
yeah, that was nice.
we do shit like that all the time, and it throws people through a loop because they don't know how to. People are not used to just getting stuff from people, like, and they always think somebody wants something in return. You know what I mean? Like even the guy that we got signed to Amadeus's thing, he didn't know how to take it. First of all, we bring him on the show, we didn't charge him to play his beats for this guy. He ends up getting signed, and he's like, and I'm like, yo, we don't want nothing. We don't want nothing. Like, you know what I mean? Just know, like, we did this out of our hearts. Like we do this really just to give back. You know what I mean? And you know, when you do good comes back. Like I've been blessed because I do good for people. You know what I mean? I don't do what I used to do to where it was just about me and what Shad was doing. And now it's more about everybody. You know what I mean? Making
Yeah.
sure not only do I live in the suburbs now, in a big ass house, I want to make sure everybody I know is out in the suburbs in a big ass house. You know what I mean? So
And I mean, being out here in this podcast world, or even just the industry, it should be more people like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, because when you're starting out, it's not easy trying to come up. So if you
No.
know when you started out, it shouldn't be nothing to like, just a little anything. You know what I'm saying? A subscribe, a follow. It helps. You know what I'm saying?
people think it takes away from their light though. Like even what you doing right now, like that's when I put the post up, I forgot what group I put it in and say, hey, are there any other podcasters willing to interview other podcasters? And you see not too many people commenting because they don't want to give the light to somebody else. And we are big on exactly what you just did here for us tonight. Opening up our platform for anybody who's independent and is grinding and is serious about what they, because I'm gonna check. You know what I mean? If they hit me up and say, oh, listen, I want to interview, before I say yes, no, send a date, I'm going to go look and see what they're doing. Are they consistent? Are they doing their work? And then at that point, when I'm like, okay, yo, shot, this person reached out, they doing X, Y, and Z, I'm going to reach back out ahead with a date. Then we go from there. Before I say anything, I'm doing my research to know, you know what I mean, what you're doing. There's been plenty of artists who hit us up, yo, I want to come on the show. Okay, I go do my research. They don't got no music out. Okay, you're not coming on the show. You know what I mean? Or if you don't got a video, we're a video-based show. We only play
Yeah.
videos. We don't do MP3s. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if I go look and you don't got a video, you're not coming on the show.
That's what's up. Yeah. And yeah, because you got to take it serious. And when you do certain things, it lets other people know how serious you are about your brand and your platform.
Yeah.
So
And
you
not only
got to
that,
do this. And it's
as
not to
you
be mean, it's not to be cold,
right.
but listen,
My
I take
platform's
this
serious. I'm not about to bring you on my platform and you not serious. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Not
Yeah.
only that, like I've been burnt like that so many times trying to be the nice guy and connecting people. And you'll try to connect somebody with somebody else and they'll mess it up and it'll make you look bad. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
And
That's
that's
happened to
why
me a lot.
it's not good to be so quick to connect people, because you got to really see who you connecting with, who and where they really coming from, because like you said, that can make you look bad.
Right. And it
Yeah.
has.
And it has. Yeah. No. We've been in some real close calls to where, if had it been a little to the left, we could have get blackballed a few different times, just through the music, through the podcasting, through radio. You know. And as the more and more you do this, you understand more and more that you actually do carry a worth. You know, because believe it or not, we're always gonna be in our eyes two kids from the dirt box. You get what I'm saying? No matter how big or how big or however anybody else sees us, yo, you had such and such on the show, whatever the case may be, we always look at each other like, we're still like, oh snap, we're fans, especially when it comes to the music. So, you'd be surprised how many people actually take what we say and our little nudge as 100%. And you don't want to vouch for somebody and give somebody a nudge, and then it's like, yo, like real talk, like we just had a situation recently, and it's weird. I don't listen. I'm just gonna let it out. My partner told me I had an interview. No, I had an interview. I had an interview on another podcast. Just me. And I used that opportunity to shed some light with another artist. Now, this artist wasn't signed to me. He doesn't. He's never broke bread with me. None of this stuff, right? He's not even from my hood, you know. But being vouching and saying, okay, I'm gonna bring you along. You know, they asked for somebody to freestyle. I don't rap. When it comes to that, I'm just gonna introduce you, and I'm gonna slide off. Totally your whole opportunity. My partner's like, yo, you good with this? And I didn't understand what he was saying. And I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna give him a shot. It is what it is. I'm just going drink and have whatever he does ain't got nothing to do with me. Long story short, we get to the interview. Everything is good. It's time to rap. It's time to rap. Pass it off to the homie. You know what happens?
Thank you, Miss Lynn.
Thank you, Ms.
Crickets.
Linda.
Crickets.
Nothing,
He
huh?
sat up. Yeah, yo, listen, he
We
sat
got
up there.
stage fright. We got scared.
Yo, dude, I don't know what happened. He couldn't remember not a lick of raps.
And then tell him what happened when I called you.
Or when you call me
Right, I called him in the middle of the interview.
in the interview. Yeah. Oh, check this out. This is the super duper part, right? This is why I tell you once again, find you a solid partner. I'm in live. My phone rings. I'm pick it up. No, I don't even pick it up. I ignore it. It's him. This guy calls the show. He calls the show and spits a quick 8 live. Saves me. Totally saves the whole interview. And he doesn't rap. He just told you he don't rap. He don't do music.
But I gotta
But
make sure that my man's good.
listen. When we're the true definition if I am my brother's keeper. And a lot of people didn't understand what was going on, how it went down, and the gist of everything, because you wouldn't unless you understand the bond. You get what I'm saying? And and
Mhm.
and and like I said, I'm fortunate that I work with my brother. Like I work with one of my best friends, and I'm married to my other best friend. So my life is like good money. You know what I'm saying? So whenever I'm lacking, he's there. Like he's there. And it's
But
little things like that that
not
I
only
don't
that
think.
though, after
Go
the
ahead.
interview, I called him and I told him, I'm like, all right, so remember the conversation we had before you went on the interview? He's like, yeah. I'm like, so now you see how you taking that guy there was a representation of us. So by what he did just made me and you look bad.
Yeah.
I don't want to watch y'all no more. Y'all bringing people on there. Y'all talk about they gonna be rapping. I come on y'all show. Y'all got people on there. I'm not coming back to the rec ever. I'm
Yo,
not there.
listen, it wasn't
Have
even
you
on
guys
our
interviewed
show.
him ahead of
It
time?
wasn't even our show. It was on somebody else's
Oh,
show. And
okay.
I was just there. And the fool thing was, they just wanted me to just chop it up. They just wanted me to hang out and just be like a third co-host. I'm trying to be like, yo, you know what? Y'all rap. I'm gonna bring somebody to rap. I'm gonna kill two birds with one stone. Give my man a little look. All together it comes together. It's gonna be a good look for everybody. Man, it was crickets. And shout out to the homie because this is another thing. Shout out to the homie because he redeemed himself. He went back on the show, that show,
Okay.
and he killed it. Actually, we just played his video on our show yesterday. But he didn't hit me up. I would have liked to win on the show when you was gonna rap, nigga. You could have
Yeah.
hit me. You get what I'm saying? I hit you. You know what I'm saying? And not to say that that's why I did it. I explained to you why I did it. I did it because I was trying to help out. Regardless, I didn't really need to be. I didn't need you to ask me. I think it would have been dope though. You get what I'm saying? It would have been a nice little. I don't know. Maybe it's me, but I think it would have been kind of dope. But salute to the homie anyway. He redeemed himself, and you know, we here with you guys, so it's all
Yes.
good.
So I would like to thank you guys for coming on today and sharing with us. Let me put your. Trying to put your banner up. Okay, there we go.
There you go. Yeah.
So yes, this is the Rack Boys. This is where you can find them on YouTube. This is what they're on YouTube under. Thank you guys for joining us. I had a great discussion. I really enjoyed it. Thank you for this opportunity. You thank everybody who jumped in the comments and tuned in. I really appreciate it. You all have a good night. Until next time. See you later.
All right, man.
Thank you for having us.
You're welcome.